John Creasher. Here. Nick Krischer. Here. Pat McKee. Here. Jennifer Paoli. Here. Corey Sillers. Here. Lance Trollope.
Here.
Jim Boucher.
Here. Thank you very much. Please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is the mission of the...
Excuse me, I just forgot. It's red. I need to turn it on, not green. Okay. It is the mission of the Wausau School District.
Oh, now we're on. Okay. It is the mission of the Wausau School District to advance student learning, achievement, and success. And at this time, I'm going to seek a motion to approve Rob Hughes to receive the resolution of commendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Hughes, I have something to read for you. Robert is a Wausau School District special education teacher at North Central Technical College and was nominated by Wendy Cartledge for the resolution of commendation. He is being recognized for consistently going above and beyond to ensure all students have access to a pathway to graduation. This spring, he was honored as the 2025 Herb Cole Educational Foundation Teacher Fellow, recognizing his exceptional dedication. Rob has also led the community's annual turkey drive for the past 10 years. He is a valued member of the Wausau School District and the greater Wausau community. Congratulations, Rob. Not only, I'd like to mention this, the Herb Cole Award is a huge award, and to be nominated and then to receive that, Rob, I congratulate you specifically on that because it's a great award. So this one is too. So we want to take a picture of that. And it's always left over right, so we've got the right thing, right graduation already. Congratulations. Well done. I was hoping that we could have another award, because that's a great opportunity to award the people that are in our district and give them the gratitude that they so well deserve. So, thank you. All right. Oh, well, Dana, I'm going to just call you up because you're the only one on the list, and I'm not going to go through the reminder for you because you know that well, and I turn it over to you.
And then I got here and I said to Deb, because it was comfy clothes at Mirror, and she's like, I have a candy cane. So neither one of us are really like, in our best, but this is the way it is, and let me tell you, comfy day, every day it would be the bomb. Anywho, hi everybody. So a couple of things. Just wanted to let you know that our recertification with WERC was successful. So you get to see and deal with our faces for at least another year. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the turkey drive, as you just gave Rob some props. But it takes all of us, and it's our village of people that support our students, our families, our community. And lastly, we are having a holiday gathering for our staff to just bring in the holiday cheer. As we said this morning, 9 more wake-ups for school. We can make it. It was a full moon, change in barometric pressure, all of the things. Christmas is coming. Have a great night.
I was going to give you the mic for another 5 minutes.
Man,
You have a lot to tell
I
us.
used up all my words today.
Thank you very much, Dana, for the update. Greatly appreciated. All right, agenda item 7. We're going to move on to approving of the consent agenda, appointments, additional staff replacement staff, contract increases, separations, resignations, contract decreases, terminations, leaves of absence, retirements, minutes from the regular session of November 10th, 2025, and the special session of November 24th, 2025. Payment of bills, budget status, and investment report. Donations to the district. Large list this time. Give me a few minutes. Joy Carnitz, St. Andrew's Lutheran Church, Dr. Mike Thomasgard, Linda Badoner, Claudette Herring, the Mike Schuler family, an anonymous donor, the Maine Lions Club, Knights of Columbus, Council 1069, Wausau East Gridiron Club, Gary Zaromsky, the Bolt Company, Class of 1975, Cloverbelt Credit Union, Connexus Association, Jim Krishak Jewelers, and Now and Zen Massage, LLC. I'm seeking a motion to approve the consent agenda with great gratitude for donations to the district.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Lance, I will remind myself to slow down on the motion so that we do get your vote in as well. My bad. Agenda item number 8, old and recurring business, 50% updates for elementary referendum construction. As referendum-funded improvement plans develop for each facility, the board will see updates when the designs reach 50% completion. Current plans for John Marshall, Rib Mountain, Franklin Elementaries, and Lincoln Early Learning Academy will be shared with us tonight. And I turn it over to the two of you.
Since you were talking about,
Green.
that one's green, okay.
Well, that's going to really cause
Complexity.
problems for us.
So, welcome, my name is Sharon Gould. I'm the Senior Program Manager for Nexus Solutions, overseeing the design phase for the 2022 referendum. And I think you know who Ryan is, so. So with that, we're going to go through the 4 schools today: John Marshall, Rib Mountain, Franklin, and Lincoln. And then just feel free to ask questions throughout, or we'll have time for questions at the end. So just to summarize our purpose today, this is our 50% design update. We're essentially halfway through design. We'll come back once more for the 95% design up and budget update. So we're going to give you a current summary of the design in each building, where we were starting with the referendum, major scope changes, what's going on right now, and then just get your feedback on moving forward to complete the design phase of the projects. So with that, we'd like to get started on John Marshall. So this actually is more applicable.
Sorry.
It's more applicable to all the buildings. We've been running all the design meetings together. So we've had 3 major design meetings for all 4 schools broken apart. We had the district leadership team, the maintenance team, and each principal participated in their section. And so we also are part of having conversations with the city of Wausau to make sure that different pieces and parts, since we're starting with Marshall, the historical element of that, and other city requirements. Next. So with that, I just want to point out, this is what's on the website for their original referendum concepts. It's we have a parking lot on it's rotated, so we'll just say on the right. And then we had some pickup drop-off on the left, secure front entry, and a couple other miscellaneous security and maintenance items. Next. So with that, this fall, we did have a scope update where we did add a substantial amount of work to Marshall, where we're doing an HVAC upgrade with the boiler replacement. We're adding air conditioning to the entire school. We're replacing the lighting to LED in the entire school. We are doing the ceiling replacements where it's required for the HVAC, which is pretty much, I would say, 75 to 80% of the ceilings. And then we're doing a partial roof replacement. So with that, just some noted changes. And this is a 50%. We did get some changes from the city today, so this isn't current anymore. We did, as a team, remove the south drive from the project. We're reworking the north drive to be able to do pickup and drop off better where safety is the main concern. So there's a couple moving parts right now just to work with what the Wausau city's requirements are. We're also, from a site perspective, we're putting a condensing unit on grade, and then we're adding a generator for some of the equipment that's going to be outside. So moving inside, we do have a secure front entry sequence, which is very similar to all the other buildings, the elementary schools, where we have a primary and secondary containment zone, and that's highlighted in blue. I guess it's pretty close between the blue and green. And then we have a lot of simple ADA updates where we're looking at pipe wrap. We have grab bars. We're working with Ryan to get some cubbies with some end panels to but we're looking through the stage requirements there, and pretty much that's what we're doing inside. And then moving on to the next slide, just a visualization of the amount of work, the scope change added. So the pink is all the lighting replacement, the gray is where the ceilings are coming out, and then the entire facility will get cooling, like I said. And there is some casework finish. We're going to be infilling a lot of the walls where the unit vents are coming out to match what's going on. And again, we're working with the city for any historical requirements. So there is equipment going on the roof that we're making sure that they're comfortable with moving forward with that. So next. And then just a quick update on the areas we're looking at roofing. So we're looking at that's going to go out to bid with the rest of the bid package. We don't have the equipment on the roof shown there, but there's, the 3 new units are going to be up there. So mechanically, we're going to redo what we need to do for the secure entry. We're adding a new natural gas connection for a generator that's being updated. ADA compliant trap wraps, lavatory, I can read. ADA compliant trap wraps on non-compliant lavatory fixtures, and then adding in the new rooftop units and condensing units and the associated ductwork, which is extensive. And then we're updating the boiler plant per the recommendations in September. And then electrically, we're doing what's needed for the secure entry. We're replacing an old electrical panel. Like I said, we're adding a new generator. Just to jump to the bottom, we did send out an early equipment package because generators still might have, and electrical still have long lead time items, so we're being considerate of the construction schedule this summer. We do need to update the electrical service entrance to handle the new cooling equipment, so that's going to be part of the project. That's also part of the early equipment package. And then we're looking into, the LED lighting upgrade, and then we're looking at Ryan and I are putting a plan together right now with the principals to add video surveillance cameras, things like that to the building. We're working at the mass notification upgrade. And then, like I said, there's an early equipment bid package that is out or is going out to contractors shortly. So any questions about John Marshall?
Just two quick ones, Sharon. The requirements of the city regarding the historical preservation, does that cost the district anything additional in terms of design or execution of a plan?
The preliminary feedback that we're getting is the piece of equipment on the high roof. We will be able to swap that one for one. If we can't do that, that's going to cost, that's the cost-effective solution, and there's a lot of structural issues if the unit changes, ductwork issues if the location changes, and we did get favorable feedback preliminary regarding the other 2 air handling units where we have screening going up. That I would say, Ryan, would you agree that they seem to be fairly positive with what we were presenting, but it still needs to go to the Historic Commission for approval? So I don't see any major, at this moment in time, I don't see any major impacts.
And we're working towards getting a meeting in the near future to go to them with the information so they can give us a determination. So.
Okay, and that feedback then, does that go back through to you, Jim, in case it would be adverse, for lack of a better word?
We can bring it back to the whole board, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yep. Okay. All right, thanks. And then the other question I had on these on the video upgrades, and I forgot along the way since the referendum, do all of those video surveillance systems, do they tie back to somewhere central where, like if it's here or where, like, is there one central location where somebody can pull up cameras at any school? Or is it all still school dependent?
Various people have access to, it kind of goes off of who gets accreditations to go into those videos, so.
Well, maybe let me ask it a different way. If wanted, could you set Kale up so he had access to every camera that we have in all the schools?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way that it typically works is like Wausau West administration has access to Wausau West, but you
Right.
could give it that, buddy.
Right. Okay. That's it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions? And Andy's in the back if building specific. All right, well, let's move on to Rib Mountain. So again, this is a package of 4. This is a referendum image that's still on the website from the 2022 referendum website. And pretty straightforward, not a lot going on here. We do have a secure front entry, and then I'll walk you through what changes have occurred. So this one, again, is very simple. And actually, I probably shouldn't have said changes because there's not a whole lot going on here. So we're just identifying the work. We have a new secure front entry sequence, which is on the bottom. And then we have some ADA work scattered throughout where we have similar things like the pipe wrap, some door hardware, drinking fountains, things like that. So pretty simple. Next. And then mechanical and plumbing is just reacting to the secure entry changes, the drinking fountains, things like that. And then electrical, all the changes required to do the simple, it's not that extensive remodeling work at Rib Mountain. We are doing the camera updates as needed. We have our camera budget, and then we are doing some recircuiting for emergency power. None of this is a pretty simple, small project. Any questions on Rib? All right, Franklin. So here's the Franklin referendum concepts. So we have, this is again what's posted out to the website. And if we want to keep moving through, this is the additional scope from this fall. So we're doing an HVAC upgrade. We're adding air conditioning to this building as well. Another partial roof replacement, upgrading all the lighting to LED, and then doing the ceiling replacements to accommodate the HVAC changes. So with that being said, this is an internal discussion that we had with the team, and we came to the agreement that we're going to remove from the scope the new parking lot, essentially all the site work, curb and gutter. There's a sinkhole or a repaired sinkhole on the south end of the building, some retaining walls, things like that. And then we did, just to keep on site, we did add a location that we got approved from the city this morning to locate the new chiller. So Marshall was more DX, and this is chilled water, so 2 different types of cooling systems in the buildings. And then, so just to the north, to the west of the driveway, we're going to be putting in that new chiller in the city. We had to work through some issues with the city to get that to work. So inside the building, because we removed a lot of the site work from the scope, we added removing the stage and turning it into a sensory room. And then this had a secure entry, but it wasn't up to the same district standard as the rest of the ones that we've done throughout the referendum project. So we're upgrading this secure entry to be the same level of, compliance or equality with the 2 containment zones. It didn't have the second one. So with that scope swap, that should pretty much balance out the budget between the outside and the inside and account for these new changes. And so other things we're doing is handrails, grab bars, some cubby work, pipe wrap, more door hardware. And then the other thing, we are looking at modernizing the elevator over here. So we're just moving forward with the elevator service contractor right now to get that scope going. And then I can't read that.
Rebuild the footing.
Oh, rebuild the footing for the special ed room. There's a sinking floor area right in the center of the first floor. We did have geotechnical reports looking at what's going on below grade, so it looks like that by rebuilding the footing, we should be able to repair that floor condition. And then we are evaluating some of the space within the special ed room right there to see if it makes sense to add some extra, like a toilet room to serve the students, but it's really tight. So with that, this is also the ceiling, the lighting work throughout the building with the 3 floors, the basement, the first and second floor. Again, the hatches, the ceiling work, the pink is the lighting in the whole area. And then just to note, there's minimal casework changes here relative, Marshall has more casework changes, and then this one, it's pretty limited because we're able to work with the existing heating and cooling and casework system that's in a lot of those classrooms. So with that, this is the area of roofing that we're looking at doing based on what we talked about. And then mechanically, we're relocating grills, everything we need to do the front entry and in the special ed wing, ADA compliant trap wraps, and then the new rooftop units with a new chiller, ductwork, cooling, all the required pieces to get a cooling system into this building. Electrically, we do not need to do an early bid package for this building. It was only required at Marshall with the generator. A lot has to do with the size of the equipment. So we're replacing older electrical panel in the library. So I apologize. There's a couple cut and paste errors in here.
Do all our libraries have old electrical panels?
No,
I'm like noticing
this is Marshall, so I apologize for that. So there's not as much. This is the wrong slide. So lighting updates, we still need to do the service entrance upgrade for the new cooling system. I believe this one has a fire alarm system that's going in.
No, this one has a fire alarm, we updated the fire alarm
Yeah.
system.
Okay.
So we don't have to put the fire alarm system.
So these are all we have it all written down in a nice little chart. So I apologize for the confusion. And then we're doing the cameras similar to the other buildings. And then we are looking at a mass notification upgrade here too, when the ceilings are out. So Lincoln.
Hey, I'm sorry,
Go
just
ahead.
one, can you just clarify, just for everybody's understanding, the removed from scope items, the parking lot concrete work, curb and gutter, are those, well, I'm assuming that those are more aesthetic than safety related?
When I think talking to Ryan, I'll turn that to you.
Well, we worked with the building principal also. So the parking lot was in the northeast corner of that green space across from.
Right.
So that was an initial scope, but we do, when we looked at the parking needs,
So
on where that yellow dot is.
Yep.
That was, they were asked, so it was, through discussions with building principal and so forth, the cost of doing that, we thought that the funds could be used more in
Sure.
the building.
Yeah.
We do have the parking lot across from Bridge Street.
Yep.
That has additional parking, so, that was the determining factor of, using funds now would be better used inside the building for other things.
Okay, and then when people see sinkhole and retaining wall, I think that may just, they'll be asking, what was that? It was in there for a reason, so why was it taken out?
Some of those, the sinkhole or some of that, it was basically, there's a storm pipe running through the driveway that runs out to the west. That was since repaired through the city.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So we took care of that. There was some moving that goes on because there's a 96 or 78 inch pipe that runs through that property exiting into the river.
Got it.
So some of those things were taken care of.
All right, so we're not in danger of losing children during recess. Perfect, thank you.
anything else for Franklin? All right, for Lincoln, this scope is also pretty minimal. This was also from the referendum website, secure front entry and a couple other safety and security items, ADA. So this also is a small scope, so you see the front office area that's going to be remodeled. I think it's pretty minor, adding in a couple extra doors. We're moving a drinking fountain, making that one ADA. And then we're looking at pipe wrap and grab bars and pretty straightforward, some doors, hardware frames, nothing major. Next. And then mechanical and plumbing is reacting to the other areas, the location of the drinking fountain, the secure front entry, and electrically. Next. We have all the changes required to do the remodeling, the video surveillance system, and this is where the fire alarm system's getting upgraded.
Correct.
So that's pretty much it for our 50% update. So do you have any questions, comments?
This was informational, so if you have any questions at this point.
My only comment would be, I hope that everyone understands the significance of the AC at John Marshall. In 14 years, I think, that I've been on the board, and Lance, you've been on here a little bit longer, that has always been a topic of conversation since I can remember. So better late than never, and I know that the kids and the staff that are there are certainly going to appreciate it when that's done. So to me, that's a big win. If you haven't been up on that third floor on a swelty day, I encourage you to do so. It's not good, is it?
I remember the days picking my children up at John Marshall. I do, piggybacking off of what Pat had asked about earlier, we definitely, when you talk about John Marshall, we definitely want to know if anything is going to cost us more because of the fact that it is now identified as a historical building. That really causes the problem, I believe, for us. And I just believe it should be stated publicly that that has become a problem, and that was not created by us. If it's going to cost us more, we need to know that, and the board needs to know that.
Well, it increases the steps for everything. Everything costs more money because it has to be reviewed by more people. It's just
Exactly.
What is ADA requirement? What does that stand for?
American with Disabilities Act, so it's the accessibility.
Oh, is it like a lower water bottle station or something?
Yeah, it's the bottle filler, and some of it is, so the ADA heights are right. Like if we're talking about cubbies, it's just to make sure someone maybe walking down the hallway with a cane will note that the cubby's there before they walk into it,
That's
because it
federal?
doesn't go to the floor. It's federal,
Okay.
but it's also state code as well.
Well, those water fountains are filters too. It filters the water coming in, so it really is pure water for the students, the staff, whoever is filling their water bottles up there. So,
You're welcome.
any other questions from the board? All right, well, thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
The following agenda item, old and recurring business, and we just covered one, Education Operations Committee meeting. There was no old business. We're moving on to new business. Deal with 9A, Red Granite update. Red Granite Principal Maud Magnan and Red Granite Governance Board President Amanda Mullen will share an update on the status of the Red Granite Charter School. So welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, well, to start off, I know the last time we were in front of everyone was probably in the springtime, and we were here with our executive director to talk about potentially building out at the school forest. So as we all know, we're at Rib Mountain this year. I do want to recognize the efforts that were made to look at a space at the school forest. It ultimately didn't work out with the town of Mosinee when we applied for some permits, so we put that on the back burner and really decided to focus on getting ready for the school year, focusing on getting Maud on board, who was a consultant for us and is now our principal, and building out our pedagogy and making sure that we got a great start off to the year. What we are doing with our board is we are going through a strategic planning process. We would love to make it out to the school forest. That is our ultimate vision, but recognizing that there are some financial and fundraising needs to be able to do that. So we have secured some funds already, but that is more of it's going to take us a few years to get there kind of approach. So in that spirit, we did want to share and some wonderful material prepared of how things are going so far at Rib Mountain. And our ask this evening is to be able to stay at Rib Mountain in the space that we have that is working for us throughout the rest of our current charter contract. We are in year 3 of that contract, and it is a 5-year contract. to simply allow us to continue developing the interior of the school while we look at our long-term home.
Thanks, Amanda. Thank you for having us. I put together a little slideshow per Kale's request, and I was actually really excited to put this together because as I did it, I thought, oh my goodness, we have come such a long way this year, and things are going really well. So to start, we're in this beautiful shared space. I have been working very nicely. Rachel John, the principal at Rib Mountain, and I work closely together. Not necessarily daily, but we jumped in together before the school year started to align schedules, collaborate around shared pupil services, things like, drills and safety needs at the school are a collaboration between the two of us. And we maintain a very strong communication between the Red Granite and the Rib Mountain offices. So there's just a lot of synergy in that relationship. And then the autonomy and collaboration. So Red Granite currently occupies 4 classrooms and 1 small office. And they're all clustered together in kind of a corner of the school. And this really supports our community and culture. We do share the cafeteria, the playground, and other common areas, but we also have a really distinct corner to ourselves, or a school to ourselves. We've been using the natural spaces in the area. So our previous location was at Hewitt, Texas, and this really does support our vision for the school, which is to have as much outdoor time as possible. So you can see in the pictures, on the left in the snow, we have a morning circle every morning where we gather and say a verse together and sing a song. And then on the right side is our nature studies class. And we walk just down the street to get into the woods. The students do an amazing job out there. And if you want to move to the next slide. Our daily rhythms this year have been really strong. So each of the classrooms operates like a well-oiled machine at this point. It's been really beautiful to witness. The early childhood classroom is full of very strong rhythms. They're painting, they're cooking, they're circle time. It's been a treat to give tours. I've had families come in for tours and we open up the classrooms, and as a principal you always kind of hold your breath a little bit. You hope that everything's going to go great, and sure enough, the students are just engaged and focused and having a good time. We are a low or no technology school, which is a pleasant surprise to a lot of people coming in. You don't see screens in our classrooms. The kids are at work with their hands or with doing movement activities. And the report back from parents is that the kids are happy, so they want to come to school, which it supports learning a ton. If you would like to move to the next one. One of the major celebrations we've experienced this year are our festivals. So Waldorf schools have annual festivals to support the rhythm of the year and to bring families together. And we had, in the first slide, there was the use of the Rib Mountain Gym, but we had a wonderful potluck for our Festival of Courage in September. We had a huge turnout, and I think there was all but one family there. And then our lantern walk was at the school forest, and you can see that fire in the image there. That was a wonderful event where we collaborated with school forest, and the news even came out and did a little story on us. But again, almost all of our families were there. We have Parent Circle is starting this week. It's similar to a PTO. Just a lot of good parent involvement, parent volunteers for our walks or for painting. And then also, of course, participation on board and committees has been wonderful. So these are the big celebrations. We also have some encore classes starting. We're crossing our fingers for French starting this week for our first graders, which is another unique component of our school. So thanks for listening.
I'm going to put the motion on the table first before we ask questions. So I'm going to roll it out. I'm seeking a motion to approve Red Granite to remain at Rib Mountain Elementary School for the remainder of their contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's follow up with some questions because
I just have
Go ahead.
One question, one comment. What was the enrollment change this fall versus last year? I don't recall from that third week count.
That's a great question. I don't know offhand.
Okay.
I know we had a significant decrease last year from the beginning of the year throughout the school year.
Right.
I can comment to one of the largest changes that we've seen, and I don't know if it made it into the presentation, but behavioral changes. So that was a big piece last year, and this year we have no significant behavioral issues. We have just some new staff and things like that, which are really contributing to, Maud said, the calmness and the happiness within the classrooms.
Okay. And that's great. And that was going to be my comment. Is, I mean, compared to the last few years, it's been radio silence. For me at least, I don't. Previous years we were getting inundated with issues and stuff that were going on out there. So kudos to you and your leadership for not only calming the waters, but I think that what you hit on is key, and it will start drawing in others maybe to return and also bring in, more new families who are supportive of the kind of environment you guys provide. So nice work.
Thank you, and that's been a really deliberate effort. I mean, when I came on, that was step one, was to, create those shared expectations and support the teachers in upholding them, but also working with RIB. I mean,
Right.
there are multiple layers to it, but knock on wood.
Culture is everything in the schools, right?
Yeah.
If they're going to go to that school because of a different culture and then that becomes toxic, they're not going to stay.
Yeah, and even
So-
we have a blended classroom where that can be a tricky setting. It's a 2, 3, 4 class, and it's going remarkably well. The kids are challenged and focused, and
It's nice to hear that Deb's being a good neighbor out there at Rib Mountain. Thank you.
Good to hear. Other questions or comments?
One comment, Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to note that this is also good for Rib Mountain with the decrease in enrollment and reduced funding. As everybody knows, we're trying to get as efficient as we can, and one of the worries has been, can we justify keeping a building open that is underused? And so I think in a way this is a benefit for Rib Mountain because it will help us make better use of the building for the next few years. And that's also good for us because if population increases in Rib Mountain, we may need that space in the future. So I think it's really a win-win.
Good point. Thank you. Other comments? If not, thank you very much. Appreciate
Yes,
it. Thank you for the presentation. Agenda item 9B1, Education Operations Committee meeting. The Wausau School District 4-year-old. We have a question? No. The Wausau School District 4-year-old kindergarten program has entered into a program agreement with Community Collaboration Sites since 2002. The 4-year-old kindergarten program is seeking approval to enter into an agreement with the following partner sites for the 2026-2027 school year: Wausau Child Care, Mountain View Montessori, Woodson YMCA, Wausau Branch, Newman Catholic Schools, Marathon County Child Development Agency Head Start Program, Barrington Center. Now, this was all talked about at the Operations Committee, so I'm going to put it forward. I'm seeking a motion for approval of the 4K program agreements as presented. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9B2, Annual Safety Update at the November Education Operations Committee meeting. Grim and members of the Wausau Police Department shared the annual safety update. They also shared more information about the strong partnership between the Wausau Police Department, especially with our school resource officers. Agenda item 9B3. At the November Education Operations Committee meeting, proposed changes to the attached policies were reviewed. I'm seeking a motion for approval of the proposed changes to the attached policies.
Second.
Questions, comments?
Can I add just one comment? Just clarity from a policy standpoint is that when Neola sends us our policies, we get a grouping of policies that come through. We send the vast majority to the board, but not all of them. So there's 2 policies that are in that grouping that we've kept aside that we're going to continue to work on. We also have multiple policies that are in the 3000s and 4000s that are addressed through our employee handbook versus the policy. So those don't come through, but we do review everyone and recommend when things come through. I just want to make a clarifying point for that.
Good point. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item 10, Board Member Professional Growth and Development Report. Any board members have any reporting comments about things that have happened and occurred in the last month that you've been a part of? Open time to make a comment. If not, I'll make one comment. Since the last meeting, we, being affiliated now specifically on the Board of Control with the WIAA, there were a multitude of tournaments that took place throughout the fall, the last couple months of the fall, and I will tell you that was a very busy time for the Board of Control, being at as many tournaments as possible, and it was a lot of fun to be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of the Wausau School District athletes being involved, and I know we will be in many of the sports programs coming up, so that's an exciting time. Nothing from the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, so I will continue to move on. Legislative liaison, Mr. Sillers, do you have any comments?
I do.
The floor is
I was
yours.
checking out legislature's agenda and the things they've been working on and things that are sitting in committee. One, since we've had discussions about operation or capital improvement referendums lately, there's Assembly Bill 71 that's limits on, this bill limits reoccurring operating referenda and limits a non-recurring operating referendum to no more than 4 years, which obviously could have, where Stevens Point had one that's 18 million last year, excuse me, in April, I guess, that just goes on forever. So certain things that are sitting in committee right now, in the Senate Education Committee, I'll just highlight a couple. Incorporating cursive writing into the state model English language arts standards and requiring cursive writing in elementary grades. We all took that, and now we don't have to do it, right? So there's a bill about that. Required instruction in civics in the elementary and high school grades, high school graduation requirements in private school, educational program criteria. Over in the assembly education, providing state aid to reimburse public and private schools that provide free meals to all pupils for the cost of those meals and making an appropriation for that. And here's an interesting one that you'll probably like, Jim, is lifetime license that authorizes an individual to teach an American Indian language in an American Indian language program and modifying rules promulgated by the Department of Public Instruction. So I'll talk with Kale about, things that we might want to push or hinder either way in either of the committees, and see about getting in touch with the sponsors of those bills, if anything. But there's quite the wide variety and stuff that sits in committee for a long time before it has a chance to get to the floor. So
That is very exciting about the languages and some of the languages that tribal organizations and communities are trying to bring, so that their language stays alive. So that's very important. Thank you. I wanted to thank you for giving us information pertaining to the legislature that's relevant to education and not a list of a lot of different things that really is not relevant to education. So I'm really happy that you bring that back because it is important to us to know what's going on that will affect us in the educational world. So thank you very much, Corey.
Yep, welcome.
Mr. Bushman.
I do have one comment. It's a bittersweet comment to bring to us on the consent agenda tonight. If you noticed, you saw that Josh V. Goot's resignation was listed in part of there. For those who don't know, Josh, he commutes from Montana, which is quite the commute that he has to make. So he has an opportunity to go back home, and so the district is very, very happy for Josh and very, very sad for us. Josh has been fantastic the last couple of years. He's helped guide us through, from a financial perspective, through consolidation of schools, through a really challenging referendum. He's helped keep us in a really good place. So we will definitely miss him, but we are definitely happy for him and for his family, and his mark will be left. Thank you, Josh.
Congratulations being able to go back and not have to commute every day like that. That's a tough commute, but no, I put a little jest to it, but the fact is that you sacrificed a lot for the district, obviously being away from your family. And again, I would say for all of us, thank you for what you have done for the Wausau School District.
Thank you.
I am referencing the member liaison district activity report and asking that to be put into record. Thank you. I'm seeking a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much for the meeting, everyone. Have a great day and stay healthy.